What's up, everybody? Welcome to Chris and Chelle Talk Movies. I'm Chris.
I'm Chelle.
And welcome to tonight's live stream of, we're talking about movies we watched in our personal time throughout the month of January. Michelle, how are you?
I'm good. I'm going to reach out to Caskets to see if they'll give us the copyright for that song so we don't have to break it up.
Awesome. That would be awesome.
I would. Okay, it would. I think they will.
Awesome.
Here's Yoshi.
That's awesome.
I'm not a big fan of his legs, so they're really loose. They're kind of wobbly.
Yeah.
The pattern had them way up here, which I didn't like.
Yeah.
But there he is in all his little glory.
I reckon he looks
I think
awesome.
He turned out pretty cute.
Yeah, so do I. He's got a big boingy nose.
Big, like the nose is huge, right?
Yeah.
Like 10 times the size of his head. But I thought he was cute.
One's like that.
Oh, nice. He has an extra spike. They're supposed to have 3, but they're not big enough. The next time I make it, I would make them bigger.
Yeah.
Because they were really hard to sew on, so I only did 2.
Okay.
But he's super cute. That green is like spot on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a Grinch with that color, I think.
Okay, that'll be good.
But he's super cute.
What pattern did you say you got today? You got a T-Rex, didn't you?
I bought him the other day. I bought a T-Rex and a Raptor and an Eeyore. An old-fashioned Eeyore, like the old time where he was just like all gray. Eeyore's my absolute favorite cartoon character.
Yeah.
And when Jacob was born, he had a jumbo Eeyore like this big.
Yeah.
On his crib. It was super soft and it just kind of flopped over, and so Eeyore's always been a thing. And I had a golden retriever, my soul dog. He kind of acted like Eeyore. You know, Bailey was just kind of like if he could talk, that's what he would say.
Yeah.
He would just kind of ho-hum around, he was perfect. But Eeyore's my kind of thing. So I have the stuff to make the more modern Eeyore and the older stuff. So
yeah, well, that's what
I finished the damn cat couch.
That's what my parents' dog Boston's like when he goes in the pool. Like, he won't swim in the pool; he'll just stand there on the step. And sometimes he won't be happy that he's happy that he's cooling off, but he's not actually excited that he's in there. So he'll wipe his head. He's got that whole Eeyore look to him.
I'm so excited that I'm cool, but I'm really pissed off I have to do it this way.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think Bailey would have ever done the pool.
Yeah.
The first dog in the pool was Hotchner. Hotchner and Buddy went in the pool, and I think Alfie went in too. But neither one of them were real pleased about it.
Yeah.
Except Hotch. Like, he jumped the fence to get in the pool one day. Jumped the backyard fence and then down, and then halfway through the yard decided he was going to go airborne.
Yeah.
And jumped into the pool. It was hilarious.
Yeah, all my parents' previous dogs, they used to love the pool. Or before we had a pool, like when we'd take them for a walk and stuff, you'd let them off the lead and they'd go running into the duck pond and start swimming.
Yeah, we've never had dogs that were super into it.
Yeah. Silly dogs.
And we had an above ground pool, so that made it a little more difficult.
Yeah. My parents' is in ground pool with the old coping around it. All right, so we're not here to talk about dogs and that. We're here to talk about movies.
That'll be more fun than this stream's gonna be.
So Chelle, what movie you got? What movie you want to talk about first?
Let's preface this with we watched a bunch of movies we really didn't want to watch, or we wouldn't normally have watched, because we were trying to fill our 2025 top 10 list, because neither one of us really thought 2025 was that great. So I watched probably 10 movies on this list that I'll never watch again and that I didn't really enjoy. And now I can't find my damn list. So I will talk. Oh, here it is. Let's see. The first, I'll just go in order. The first I watched was Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor.
Yeah. It's obviously a deeply moving film, even though the love story with Ben and Ben Affleck. It stars Ben Affleck, Kate Bennington,
Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale, Josh Hartnett and Jennifer Garner's in it as well. And it's obviously the story of December 7th, 1941, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. And they added a love story between Ben and Kate and Josh to bring in a different sort of audience.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were not okay with that. I'm okay with it because the historical part of Pearl Harbor and the way that they did it is still very moving, very powerful, very well done. So the story is obviously Ben and Josh Hartnett go to war, and they are stationed in Pearl, and they have this big fight over Kate Beckinsale because they both fall in love with her and blah blah blah, and then they wake
Can't
up
blame
all
him.
drunk and hungover in
Yeah.
in a car as the Japanese are bombing Pearl Harbor. And it's a Michael Bay film, so the explosions are beyond perfect. The effects, lots of them. The effects are amazing. They show what is a first-hand account of what happened to the men in the Arizona. They there are people still entombed in the Arizona in Hawaii, and they tried to get them out with sledgehammers and anything they could get to try to pry the rivets up. And there were men underneath with their fingers up through the grate, and other men who were on the outside holding their fingers, as they died. And that actually happened. That's actual events from people who talked to the makers of this film. So the historical part of it is quite accurate, and they show how Dan Aykroyd's character takes the intelligence that he's getting and says that the Japanese are coming, but he just can't figure out where.
Yeah.
He figures it out as they're bombing Pearl Harbor, but can't get notice to anybody like he would today. Like, send a text message, look out, here they come, or whatever. It takes like 6 hours.
Yeah.
In fact, the leader of the Navy is in a boat in Hawaii when he gets the memo that Pearl Harbor is about to be bombed.
Yeah.
So
That's a
there's a lot of
that's a Morse code message he gets, doesn't it?
it's on, I don't know if it's Morse code, but it's on a machine that prints out intelligence information. I can't remember what it's called. It has a specific name.
Yeah.
But it shows how far we've come and how backward it was back then, and there's a lot of controversy on whether the government hid that information so we would get hit. I'm not too up on the World War II Pearl Harbor conspiracy theories, but they're out there. So anyway, I give it a 10 out of 10, hands down. It's a fantastic film. I watch it at least once a year.
Yeah, I haven't seen Pearl Harbor. We'll definitely need to do that at some point.
It's exceptional.
Okay. So you started off with a movie you call a 10. I'm actually going to start off with a dog with a doggy piece of shit.
Excellent.
The movie I watched the other day, it's called you've probably seen the trailer going around on YouTube recently. It's called Killer Whale. So obviously it's an animal movie like Jaws and Anaconda and obviously the new Primate. And basically what happens is they don't really explain this, but they must let this whale that was in captivity go back in the ocean. And then these two girls are out skiing with this dude. But where they're skiing, it's sort of like in this rocky lagoon, and they can't get out anywhere. So I don't know how it works. It's like there's like a rock circle around there, but then there's like a little sandbar where they can get in and out. And I don't know how this happens, but this bloody whale ends up in there.
Because it's in the script. Even the picture looks terrible. I just looked it up. That looks horrible.
And then so they're all skiing, and they're all doing like the old jet ski stuff and that. And then obviously the whale knows that they're in there, and the whale knocks them off the jet ski. And then, like all the other movies like that, they're stuck on a rock, and they've got to try and find their way to get out. let's just say I usually like movies like this, but this one was pretty bad.
It looks horrible just from the poster.
Well, we'll put it this way: when you're filming a movie on a rock and the ocean itself is CGI, it's not too great. But when they're swimming in the water, the water's real. It's like, well, why don't you just film it on a rock somewhere?
Right. There's enough places where you could make that, at least that part of the scene, look real.
Yeah.
And then CGI the background. Yeah. I don't get it.
And
go to the place where they filmed that Blake Lively movie with the shark. That would probably work.
I'd have to come to Australia for that.
Well, do something.
Yes.
I put it in my watch list though, because now I'm intrigued.
Okay. And put it this way: I'm not normally one of these people that goes looking for like CGI and that in movies, but this one you could tell. So, I reckon I'm going to give this movie a 1.
Oh,
never watch again.
Yikes! That hurts.
Chelle, what you got next?
With Honors.
With Honors.
1994, starring Brendan Fraser, Moira Kelly, Patrick Dempsey, and Joe Pesci, and some other kid who's in it. I can't remember his name. He's kind of useless. He's an annoying character. They go to Harvard. Not Joe Pesci, but everybody else goes to Harvard. And it's their final year. They're writing their thesis. And Monty, played by Brendan Fraser, the power goes out. So he loses part of his thesis. So he has parts of it printed out. So he's so neurotic that he wants to go make copies of it in the event, like the copy he has spontaneously combusts.
Yeah.
Because when the power goes out, it corrupts the file on his computer. So he doesn't want to lose what he has. So prior to this, at this point, he tripped and has a cast on his leg. And he trips and the thesis goes up in the air and it goes right through a vent and lands in the Harvard library basement. So they get in there to go find it, and he meets up with Joe Pesci, who is homeless, but he lives in the library, and they think people have called him Walt Whitman's ghost.
Yeah.
Because he's been seen in said library. So he wants the thesis back. Joe Pesci wants stuff. So for every one thing that Brendan Fraser gives him, he gets a page.
Okay.
So they go back and forth through this thing, and Brendan Fraser thinks he's a bum because he's unhoused, he's dirty, he's this, he's that. But they develop this very genuine friendship over a few weeks, and he's friends with the rest of the roommates. He ends up actually moving into their old roommate who had a nervous breakdown, their house, in his room. The roommate that I mentioned, I can't even remember his name. He has aneurysms all the time whenever he's there, and Joe Pesci kind of feeds on that, and he helps him with some personal stuff, and Brendan Fraser ends up rewriting his thesis. Was originally set to graduate with honors, but due to some circumstances with Joe Pesci, he ends up not graduating with honors. He graduates, but not with honors, and it's a beautiful story. It's very wonderfully done. It's underrated in my opinion, and it's another 10, 100% a 10.
Chelle's got two for 10.
Yeah, I actually have 2 more 10s on my list too.
Okay.
You've seen With Honors, right?
I haven't seen it, but I know it's on our list to do.
Oh, it's such a good. It's on my makes me cry all the time list too.
Okay. Interesting. Excited
Very
to watch.
well
Next movie I'm going to pick is a recent movie which just came out on Netflix last week, which is The Rip, starring Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
That's on my list too, so you can talk about that one.
So, without going into too much detail, because it's going to spoil it. So basically, they're like a rip department for like the police. And they find out there's like all this money this money hidden inside this house. But the way the movie is they make it look like that, they're going to rob the place and all that type of stuff.
Because there is a lot of
There is a
money.
lot going on.
Lot
Yes,
of money.
what was it, $20 million or something?
It's like a boatload of money. It's in the walls in the attic. Like they took the drywall out, packed the walls, and put more drywall up. It is an insane amount of money.
Yes. It was all in like these buckets you can get from like your local hardware store.
Yes. But while I was watching that, every person in that movie was bad. I kept switching. Like, it's Matt Damon's bad, Ben Affleck's bad, that other guy, the
Steve Young,
the other cop, yeah, and then the girls were iffy, but I thought, well, they're going to be sleepers and they're going to be a bad. Like, it was very well done. We have a comment.
Yes.
Not bad, solid. I'll give it solid. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll give it solid. Out of the two movies that I have picked so far, that's I'll definitely rewatch it. I'll definitely rewatch that one again. But like our comment just said, it's not it's no Oscar worthy performance, but it's definitely a bit of fun movie. You can just switch your brain off and have a good time with it.
Yeah, I liked it. It kept me guessing. I like that. Yes, I thought it was really good. I don't know much about that director, but I'd watch something else he did for sure.
I'm gonna have a look, see what else he's done. The Rip.
I gave it a 7. I definitely watch it. I don't know how many times I'll watch it again to see like what I missed. Now that I know who the corrupt people are.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'd watch it after that again.
Okay, so the movies I know that he's done, the director's done, he did The Grey with Liam Neeson. Smoking
that's
Aces.
Supposedly really good. I haven't seen that. What was the second one?
Smoking Aces, we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
The A-Team.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
He did Smoking Aces too. He did Cop Shop with Gerard Butler and the guy who was in what have we done? The Purge 1, 2, and 3. The main guy.
Another Gerard Butler I didn't see.
What else has he done? And Death Wish. He's done some other stuff too, but I haven't seen it. Death Wish is with Bruce Willis.
Apparently he's done a Mel Gibson film.
Which one?
I'll have to check his IMDb later. Like you said, it's certainly not an Oscar-worthy type thing, but it was enjoyable.
Yes, we'll definitely have to check out a bit more of his filmography to do. So that's The Rip, everyone, without going into too much detail and spoiling it for you.
So hard to spoil stuff, or so hard not to spoil stuff anymore. All right, I'll go back up to the top of my list. Roof Man.
I've got that on my list, so I can cross that one.
2025. It's the only reason I watched it because I was looking for more fluff for my list. Stars Channing Tatum. And I think, do I have it? Yeah, here it is. So I'm just going to read the wiki. It's a 2025 American movie directed by Derek something or other. It's based on a real-life spree robber played by Channing Tatum who hid out in stores after escaping from prison. It also stars Kristen Dunst and a bunch of other people. Oh, Peter Dinklage is in it too. He lived in a Toys R Us for an exorbitant amount of time. He's a U.S. Army veteran, divorced, living in North Carolina, struggling to provide for his 3 kids. He has incredible skills of observation. Like, he picks stuff out of things that he sees that your normal average bear would not see. So he used his knack for noticing and exploiting routines to rob a McDonald's. That finding out when they had their money and when the safe would be open. I can't figure out how he figured that out because, I mean, it was super weird. But so over the next 2 years, he uses the same strategy 40 times. He robs 40 McDonald's. 40. He's arrested at his daughter's birthday party, sentenced to a bazillion years in prison. Then he escapes. The way he escapes is genius.
Yes.
But then he lives in a toy store, which is legit amazing. But like Peter Dinklage is doing inventory and he finds out that they're running out of, I think, peanut M&Ms, but the sales are not the sales aren't equating the fact that
they're all
peanut
going
M&Ms
missing
on the shelf. So he's accusing this one guy the one guy that works there of eating and stealing all the peanut M&Ms. Peter Dinklage is hilarious in this. He's actually what saves it. I thought it was terrible. I gave it a 5. I don't know why. I should have given it a 2. I did not enjoy it at all. It's received positive reviews. Maybe it's because I'm not a big Channing Tatum fan. I don't get the hype around him. So maybe that's why I didn't like it. But I'll never watch it again. I could live without it.
I thought it was okay. I wouldn't watch it again. But I did like the idea that it was a true story and the fact that he was living in a toy store.
I didn't know it was a true story until about halfway through. That changed a little bit of my opinion.
I remember when the trailer came out. That's how I found out then that it was a true story.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it was a genius the way he escaped from the prison when he put the board up under the truck.
Genius. He put a board up under a delivery truck to the prison, and then you know how they show him in movies, they're hanging on the bottom of a truck. Well, he put a board up under there and just laid on the bottom of on the board till they got where it was going.
Yeah,
it was genius. Really good though.
And it doesn't and with movies like that, it does sort of make you wonder like if someone is like hiding in the store, because he was hiding inside like the big circle of like that big display.
Mm-hmm. He was living in a like a dumpster.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. He had lights in the Christmas lights. He had a corner light, those lights with the big, like they're tall and they have arms with different light bulbs on them. He had that.
Got his mattress.
He had a mattress and a
blown up chair.
They had a shower in a Toys R Us. That I don't understand, but they had like a legit shower.
Yeah.
So he would shower. It was hilarious.
I love that part though when he had a shower. I think that's when I think it was Peter Dinklage nearly spots him.
Yeah, well, he does spot him.
He does spot him, then he runs and chucks his stuff.
He's all naked running around the store. Yeah, it was.
No, I thought he popped like his destroyed like the mattress when he did that.
It was definitely bizarre.
Yeah.
Very interesting story, and the fact that it was true added to it. But I think it was Channing Tatum that ruined it for me.
I don't mind Channing Tatum, but his movies of late haven't been that good.
Agreed.
He's definitely a celebrity I'd like to meet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not on my list.
He just seems to be like one of these like genuine dudes, and he's also just one of these people that can just do anything. You know, he seems to know how to do motorbike. He can dance. I think he can sing and that as well. He's good at sports. So he's just one of those people.
He just needs to make better movies.
I can't even tell you the last movie. Because it might have been Magic Mike. The first one was the last one I really liked of his.
I can't make it through Magic Mike.
Oh, Magic Mike's fun.
I mean, it's visually stunning. Don't get me wrong, but the plot, the story, I can't. It's so bad. I've tried like 3 times because I enjoy obviously Adam Rodriguez without his shirt on. I mean, come on, it's better than Channing Tatum without his shirt on. I just can't do it.
Well, that movie's a true story too, because that's based on his life.
I know. I just can't. Maybe I'll have a couple glasses of wine and watch it, and I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, true that. All right, I'm going with another positive movie I enjoyed, which is another animal creature feature movie. Was Primate, which came out in theater this month.
Yes.
So I won't go into spoilers with this one, but it's basically this girl. She's going back to her hometown in Hawaii. She's got a couple of friends with her, and her parents they raise this monkey from like basically childbirth to like teach it all the human instincts of like how to talk and all that type of stuff. And yeah, something happens to the monkey, and then it ends up going like all like evil.
Like ape shit.
Yeah, ape shit. So then, yeah, basically, the monkey starts taking them all out one by one.
I've
It's a
seen the
good film.
trailer. The trailer, it looks good. I'll watch it when it comes out.
Yeah,
That's not a theater movie for me.
it's a good film. I really enjoyed it, but I think because it's a monkey and what happens to the monkey at the end, that's probably what I couldn't do a review over it for that.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
makes me nervous.
shark gets killed in the movie, or they kill a snake, or whatever. It doesn't bother me, but because like monkeys and that, they can be sort of like, I'm sure a monkey, if you're in like a monkey cage, they probably could be pretty nice with you. So they got more of that sort of dog feature to them anyway. So it just hits at home a little bit more. So that is Primate.
All right. Another list adder was Ice Road Vengeance, starring Liam Neeson.
Yeah, I've still got that there to watch.
Have
you seen the first one, or?
No, there's only one, isn't there?
No, there's a normal one as well. There's the first one as well.
Oh no, I'm good. I'll stick with this one.
Okay.
So it's typical Liam Neeson. He's either a doctor, a banker, a cop or whatever. His brother died, who he was very close to, and his brother wants to be buried or tossed off of Everest, his ashes. So Liam Neeson's like, let's do it. So he goes on this, it's basically a road trip where you don't go to the very top, but they take you a substantial amount of the way, and then you're supposed to go the rest of the way on your own. Now, knowing what we know from looking up how much it costs and what you need to climb Everest, he was not prepared to climb Everest. So I'm not sure how he was going to make that happen, but he never makes it, of course, because it's Liam Neeson. So he ends up, this guy, they end up interfering with something that's happening in the country, in Nepal. And obviously he shouldn't be involved, but he gets involved. And the people on the bus are really good. They're helpful. They are not superheroes. They are not action people or anything like that. They're just random people going up to see the views from Everest. So they use what skills they have to get themselves out of this incredible, ridiculous situation. I mean, it is bonkers. And the things that they do to get out of it. There's one person who's called Bing Bing Fan. She's got some mad skills, and she works with Liam Neeson they're the stars of the show. It really wasn't, I don't know. It was a Liam Neeson movie. They're all the same. It was just crap, to be honest. Okay. It could have taken place on a train or a boat or a bus or anywhere else that Liam Neeson's been. He needs some new material as well. It's the same stuff over and over and over. Never watch that again.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen this one, but I have seen the first one. But there is another Liam Neeson movie I wouldn't mind doing at some point when we get there. Obviously, there's other movies we need to do first. I'm just going over what the first one was about. So the first one was basically about obviously he's driving trucks and stuff, and something happens in the mine. So obviously they got to rush over there and save the people because I think there's an explosion in the mine. But then halfway through, like something stops them halfway through obviously to save those people, and that's basically that film. So same sort of plot line. I just had it. It's a diamond mine.
What does that have to do with Ice Road, though? Like, I don't get it.
Because they're going across the they're going across the ice roads to save these people.
Okay. I'll never see that either. I'm good. I don't have to fill that year, whatever year it was.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, I've only seen it once. So that is that. Yeah. All right, I'm going to go with another positive movie I watched this month. I couldn't help myself with this one. I watched Varsity Blues this month. James Van Der Beek, Ali Larter, Paul Walker, Scott Kahn. No, not Scott Kahn. Is it? That's his son,
Yes,
isn't it?
Scott Kahn.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And John Voight. So obviously they're playing American football for their West Canaan's high school team, and obviously John Voight plays them. He's an arsehole coach who like pushes them and stuff. And James Van Der Beek, he's the backup quarterback, and he's basically on the bench until their star quarterback, which is Paul Walker, goes down with a leg injury. So then James Van Der Beek's character, Jonathan Moxon, comes in to pretty much try and save the season and stuff, but he also goes against John Voight as well, because he knows that he's a piece of shit and stuff like that. So that's basically Varsity Blues. It's a good time. It's one of my young childhood, not childhood, but my teenagehood movies. I watch it all the time. So yeah, I'm giving that movie a 7 for me.
I didn't dislike Varsity Blues. I watched it with you. I thought it was okay. It's not my kind of movie, but it was enjoyable. I like James Van Der Beek. I love John Voight.
Bud Gilmer.
Yeah. Oh, him I can live without. But I think I gave it like a 6. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
And also another reason I watch it is obviously due to Ali Larter with the whipped cream bikini. Can't go wrong with that. Yes.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I lost my list. All right. I'll go with one that was super friggin' weird. Another that I watched for my 2025 list. The Man in My Basement.
The Man in My Basement.
Stars Corey Hawkins and Willem Dafoe. So Hawkins owns a house. He's very down on his luck, and he's about to lose his house. It's his family house. It's full of African-American heritage that he wants to sell, obviously, so he can keep his house. So he meets with this woman who he wants to have sell all the artifacts in his house. And she's irate that he wants to sell all this stuff. So she decides that they could make it like a living museum, so that they could kind of have tours of it at specified times where people would come in, pay money, and then view the artifacts and the things that were in his house and then leave. But he would still continue to live in the home, which I thought was super weird. But I mean, you can make it go. You're absolutely right. They sold it as a horror movie. It's not. It's super weird seems to be my term for today. But so he gets a letter from Willem Dafoe. You're right. An essay on race. You're absolutely right. He gets a letter from Willem Dafoe saying that he wants to live in his basement. He's going to give him this exorbitant amount of money to do so. He's going to pay him half of that up front. And Dafoe does not have to come upstairs. He doesn't have to do anything. Basically, the only rule is that he stays out of Dafoe's stuff. He'll be there like a short amount of time, 6 months or something, and then he's out. And they're done with each other, and he gets all the money no matter what happens. So it constantly felt like it should have done better things that were it just like it didn't want to take the extra step to be better.
Yeah, yeah.
It knocked on the door of this option and it went through the door that wasn't locked. Right. You're absolutely right. Willem Dafoe is white guilt. He Corey Hawkins ends up being basically like a slave or a maid to Willem Dafoe because he puts himself in a cage in the guy's basement, like a metal cage, locks himself in. So Corey Hawkins has to empty his toilet bucket, has to bring him food, power, the whole shebang. He requests weird specified stuff from Corey Hawkins, who he has to get, like, because that's part of the deal. And I don't want to ruin the ending, but it's just like it could have been super dark, super unsettling, but they just stopped.
Yeah.
Like they were like, well, this is how it should be, but we're going to step back like 10 paces and we're not going to make it as good as it should be, as it could be. I mean, it could have been like a solid 9 movie, but I gave it a 7. And that's honestly only because Willem Dafoe was in it. I probably would have given it a 5 otherwise. Willem Dafoe was really good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know
he's Willem Dafoe. He's super creepy. I say that a lot today too. But it's very disappointing.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know you've talked about it, and I do like Corey Hawkins.
Yeah, he was good in it too, but like then nobody was up to their potential.
Yeah, because I've seen Corey Hawkins he was in the cameo. He was in the movie we did Non-Stop with Liam Neeson. He was the guy that didn't want to take off his sunnies, and he also played Dr. Dre in the NWA movie, which he did a good job of.
This from Exit nails it. White guilt, 100%. That's what that film is about. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know it was based on a book. I won't read the book. Although the book is probably better.
What should I go for next? Okay. Next movie I'm going to pick, which it's not a great movie, but I had a good time of it. It was Something Different by Samara Weaving. It's called Eerie Meanie.
Oh, I was going to watch that.
So Eerie Meanie is basically she used to be sort of like a getaway driver, and she changed her life around. Just quickly, morning, Henry. How are you?
Hey, Henry.
Yeah, so she used to be a getaway driver, and she changed her life around, and she finds out that she's pregnant. And obviously, she is pregnant by her. It's called Eerie Meanie.
Eerie Meanie with Samara Weaving.
Yeah, Samara Weaving. So she finds out she was pregnant, and then she goes and tracks down her ex-boyfriend, who's basically a dropkick douchebag. He's still in that bloody bad life and gets himself into trouble and into drugs and that type of stuff. And then so she goes and tracks down her boyfriend and tells him that she's pregnant. But then these people come after him, and then she ends up getting drawn back into that life, and she's got to do a job for his name ain't coming to me now. He played the bad guy in Ocean's 13.
Andy Garcia,
that's it. So it's basically like that. They talk about obviously that job they've got to do, and they do a big heist at the end in a casino. But I really cannot say any more than that without giving it away.
I just added it to my list for this month.
Yeah, so I had a good time of it. It's not a fantastic movie, but if you want to see like Samara Weaving and something different other than like a horror movie, I'd probably recommend and give this one a go. I'm going to give this one. I'll give it a 6.
I don't know about experts, Henry, but we bullshit our way through.
To be fair, Henry, we're probably more of an experts off camera. Because as soon as we go live, we just forget everything.
We forget what the hell. I have like 7 tabs open in this browser so that I can talk about the movies coming up that I didn't really like or the ones I'll never watch again.
Yeah.
Henry, before we go, here's Yoshi.
Hong Kong.
Isn't he cute? A couple things I'd change on him, but he's super cute. Okay, the next one I watched, again, trying to fill my list, was Swiped, based on a true story about Whitney Wolfe Herd. She's a recent graduate and pioneering entrepreneur, and she starts working at a company called Tumblr for the dating site. She's actually the person that named Tumblr, but she's an executive in a room with a bunch of dickheads. I mean, honestly, let's be straight. I don't like to say stuff like that on air, but he's a dick. So she ends up getting fired, and they push her out. Unfortunately, I mean, she's the one with all the ideas, but they claim her ideas and then they push her out. And just before she's fired, she, by happenstance, meets this guy who they end up talking. Like, nothing happens, but she makes this connection. So she's fired and they blackball her. They massacre on Twitter how she's basically she murders babies in her sleep. I mean, it was bad stuff. I looked it up. It was terrible stuff that they had posted. Now, most of this information comes from the internet, and because she signed an NDA and honored it, she still has not spoken publicly about what happened. So this guy that she met by happenstance calls her and says, I want to give you a crap load of money, and I want you to start a new business venture. I'll give you whatever you want. So she didn't like on Tumblr how, like, you could basically just, and she says this specifically, like, you could just send a dick pic. That's your opening picture, is a dick pic. Yeah. And like they were constantly on Tumblr. That's like basically all you saw when you were going through, and they would report, a woman would get one and she would report it, and then like the team there would not do anything about it, because the boys club would just say, oh, well, they asked for it, or they'll only send one, they won't send any more. And I'll get to the questions in a second. So she didn't like that. She didn't like the fact that they weren't acknowledging the complaints of both men and women, because men complain about it too, because women can be pretty damn nasty. Present company excluded, not included. So anyway, so this guy calls her and says, I want to give you a bunch of money and blah, blah, blah. So she decides she wants to start a dating app that basically the woman is in control of how it goes. You can talk forever, but if the guy wants to talk and the woman doesn't, that's where it ends. Like, it doesn't go any further than that. The pictures go through an algorithm, and if it's not a face, the picture doesn't go through, that sort of thing. So it was a much better and safer setup for everyone, not just women, but that was the target audience. So she named it Bumble. And Bumble, I'm sure everyone's heard of it, took off. It goes everywhere. It's huge, blah, blah, blah. Then comes out controversy about this guy who just gave her $1 gazillion. He's basically murdering babies in his sleep. He's not a good dude. So she goes on an interview, and she is obviously going to be asked about this guy. And she's going to defend him, saying this isn't true, this blah, blah, blah. But she ends up changing her story a little bit, and she tells the truth. And that goes sideways for him. But I took a screenshot of it for a trivia question, but she was like the first self-made woman billionaire in this country. It's a true story, Henry. Like I said, I watched it just to get content for our 2025 movies. I highly recommend it. It was very good. And like, it was kind of almost sad that, like, well, not even almost sad. It was sad that they put her through this because she wasn't part of the boys club. They got their comeuppance, but it was I don't think I'd ever watch it again, but not because I didn't enjoy it. I gave it a 7.5.
Okay. You haven't seen that one, but you have talked about it a few times, and I keep forgetting to check it out. So I'm definitely going to put that
on Hulu.
So her peak net worth from 2021 was 1.2 billion. She is now worth 510 million. So obviously she's invested her money in some sort of other companies.
Yeah, she's doing something right.
And she's only
And
36.
Bumble is still a thing.
Yes, she's only 36 years old. So good for her.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah. Okay. The next movie I am going to pick was a movie which definitely surprised me. I didn't watch this movie straight away. I kind of held off for a while, but The Long Walk,
Yeah, I haven't
which
seen
was
that yet.
the movie is based off a Stephen King book. So basically, what's going to happen is they want to weed out the people that are unfit, which are useless to society and stuff. So they got to do this massive walk, and whoever falls behind, they've got 3 chances to get up, and if they don't get up, they'll shoot them. So I had a good time. I'm not gonna go because there's something that happens in this. You find out why one of the guys is actually doing it. It's kind of like a revenge plot. So yeah, it's a good little movie. I had fun with it, especially this one part with this guy. He's basically he wants to take a shit and he can't. So he's basically just walking along and he's shitting his pants, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, I was surprised with this movie. I had a good time with it, but this movie, from what I've heard from people like who'd seen it before me, they were 50-50 on it. Like some people liked it, some people didn't. So for me, I give this movie a 7, and I want to watch this. I'll probably watch this movie again soon. We'll probably end up doing it for a watch party.
Oh, good. Then I will wait for that.
Yes.
I'd like to see it, but no, it's based on a Stephen King book. Might be a short story. Oh, that's
short.
That's
it's
nice.
A short story, a lot of Stephen King. They just adapted into a movie. They don't use their parents. It's only like the boys and the girls who they use. So basically, they're trying to weed out like the drop kicks of the younger society. What do we got here? I liked it, didn't love it, but very well made and some great acting. Yeah, I agree with that. I had a good time with it. I wouldn't say to everybody, "Oh, you got to watch the Longest Walk." It was the best movie of 2025, but I had fun with it. Definitely seen worse movies. So that was my movie.
All right, another one. We'll stick with the tech stuff. Is called Blackberry. Chris recommended this to me,
which I'll still need to watch. Blackberry.
It is. It's based on a book, Losing the Signal, which I did not know. Based on the extraordinary rise and spectacular fall of BlackBerry. So everybody knows what BlackBerry is. There's this company called Research in Motion with this guy, Mike, and his best friend and co-founder, Doug. They have this company, and Doug walks around with shorts and a tank top and a sweatband for working out and stuff. And I mean, like, he's definitely not, he's less of an executive, or looks like less of an executive than Mark Zuckerberg did back in the beginning of Facebook. So, and that's true. When they turn into BlackBerry, he's still dressed like this, which kind of blew my mind. So anyway, they're preparing to pitch Pocket Link, a cellular device that is going to basically be the beginning of cell phones. But it's big, it's clunky, and the idea of a cellular telephone on the cell tower and limits that we had back then is like, nobody thinks this is going to work.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they get it approved. and this guy comes in and they plan a hostile takeover of RIM, this company. But then another guy comes in and buys them out and takes over and basically makes them what BlackBerry became. He runs the show, and then these two guys do all the work, basically. But the other guy's out there selling and trying to get everyone to buy into BlackBerry. And then, of course, as you know, BlackBerry exploded. Everybody had a BlackBerry. I even had a BlackBerry. Why? I don't know. I thought they were neat looking, and the color was pretty cool. But if you were in business, especially, you had a BlackBerry. You could do everything with your thumb. It had that little rolly thing like the mouse, and BlackBerry was amazing. Now, BlackBerry is non-existent. I mean, it's less than never there. So they had this new BlackBerry Bold. They were pitching it to Verizon, and they were going to go to this convention, like the Apple conventions that they have now, but it was everybody, the tech convention. And Steve Jobs is there, and he announces the iPhone.
Yeah.
And the guy nearly drops dead of what the hell was that in the audience, because he's watching Steve Jobs talk about this iPhone. And obviously, I mean, the iPhone, when it came out, was better than sliced bread. It was the most amazing thing in the world. You could have everything in the palm of your hand with just a simple touch of a button. You could make phone calls. You could text people. I mean, I remember my first iPhone. It weighed 300 pounds. It was this big, but you could do everything with it. It was amazing. I now have an iPhone 15, and I can't imagine my life without one. Sorry, Henry. Yeah, the built-in keyboard. It was incredible. But so it's the story of this meteoric rise of this. Honestly, they were working out of a room when they were RIM, the size of the room I'm in now, which is like 14 by 14. And they would play video games when they were busy. I mean, that's how they ran this company. And this guy came in, took it over, and they made a zillions. And then the SEC started calling because the guy who took them over was being investigated for insider trading and all sorts of other bad stuff. And then I don't want to ruin the whole thing because it sounds like somebody might watch it, but it was excellent. It wasn't my kind of movie. I recommend it because Chris said if I liked Swipe, I would probably like that, but I gave it an 8. It was really, really good. I'll never watch it again, but that's just because of the type of movie it is. It wasn't my thing. Dan Harkley played the bald guy. His performance was one of the best I've seen last year. And the guy who played Mike, the blonde hair, I can't remember his name. He was like the main guy from RIM. It was good. Burn it. I'm not burning my iPhone, Henry.
So I haven't seen it, but the reason I did recommend it to Chelle was because of the movie Swiped. And we were just talking about that movie Swiped, and I said, "Oh, there's another movie like that, and it's based on the BlackBerry phone." So I've still got
now Netflix or Hulu started recommending, because it doesn't know I watched it because I watched it elsewhere.
Yeah,
recommending BlackBerry, but it's from 2023, and Carrie Ellis is in it briefly as well. But it was really good. I recommend it.
So I've got it written down, and I can watch that movie sometime too. I would probably say I will enjoy it.
I think you would. Yeah, it was good.
Not forget this one out of the way.
Yeah, I'm getting a crappy one ready for next.
The next movie I watched was a movie called Him. So it's basically this up and coming. I think he's basically in high school, and he wants to be the next big NFL quarterback. So basically, what happens is he ends up going to this camp who's basically, they're trying to train him to be the best, and the guy who's training him to be the best is played by Marlon Wayans. But I can't really say too much more about it because obviously it's another one of those movies where if you go into it, it's going to spoil it. But I had good visual effects. The story to it wasn't great, and I wouldn't watch this movie again. Yeah, I agree with that. Him was all over the place. Definitely for sure. So that's him for me.
Hmm.
I remember seeing the trailer and I thought, oh, this movie is going to be awesome. And then I started hearing the reviews about it and everyone was saying the same thing. You know, had its good parts and its good visuals, but they said overall it was a very disappointing movie.
All right, for another disappointing movie, another 2025, called Night Always Comes. Stars Vanessa Kirby and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Based on a best-selling novel by some guy I've never heard of. We follow Lynette, who is Kirby, a woman who risks everything to secure the house that represents the future to her family. So her family is renting. She lives with her mother, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and her brother, who has Down syndrome, who is in his 30s. And her mother's pretty flighty, like super flighty. And she has burned, Vanessa Kirby has burned every bridge and a couple that haven't been built yet. So she asks her mother for the down payment of $25,000. Her mother's like, I don't have it. I don't have it. That day, her mother goes out and buys a $25,000 car. So that kind of sets her off. So she starts going down to every single human being I think she's ever met and trying to get any kind of money from them so that she can build this down payment. And she works 2 jobs. She's a bartender and she works in a store. I don't remember the name, what kind of store. And she barely eats, but she looks a little too kept for that. Like, she doesn't look as rough as her character indicates that she is. And it's an hour and a half. I kept pausing it to see how much longer I had to go, which is, not good. But she goes through this one night, and for part of the night she has her brother with her, which is even stranger. But it just never got where it needed to go. She's forced to confront all the mistakes she made in the past. And Vanessa Kirby was okay, but it just, like I said, it just never. What's the point of this? And then at the end, I mean, I get why what happened, but it's based on a book, which I just found out, but I can't imagine reading that book, man. I would have fallen asleep. I mean, it was painful. What did I give it? I think I gave it a 3. Yeah, I gave it a 3. It was terrible. I do not recommend it in any way.
Yeah, I remember checking out the trailer, but I've just never, because I remember we were talking about it one night before we streamed, and I've just never gone to watch it yet.
Let's see. Jennifer Jason Leigh, she's older. She's my age. And Vanessa Kirby, was she in? No, what the hell was she in that we just watched? Oh, she's in Dead Reckoning. The Housemaid is on my list to talk about. What else do we have? Nice, sweetest, friendliest. Well, this maybe not. It's not their speed, I saw it in the movies too. It was so good. That's what I'm going to talk about next. I tried to get the crap out of the way first with a couple good ones. I tried Fantastic Four. I turned it off. Or did I make it? No, I made it through the whole thing. It was not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I have no interest in watching Fantastic Four because that dipshit in it.
This is my cup of tea.
Pedro Pascal.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
It pisses me off.
Vanessa Kirby's in that too.
Yeah, I know.
I knew she was in something else.
Impossible. The next movie I'm gonna...
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but Vanessa Kirby's in Mission Impossible.
Yes.
The next movie I watched, obviously, because I wanted to see this to see if it was going to make my top 10 of 2025 list, was The Smashing Machine with The Rock and Emily Blunt. So he plays a UFC fighter which was it was based on when UFC like years ago before it became like the big mega house that it is now. And yeah, it was probably a bit disappointing for me. I expected better from it. Probably the one good point of it was The Rock actually did play a different character, which I've never really had a problem with, because my favorite thing with The Rock in it is actually Ballers, the TV series. But yeah, had some good scenes in it. The story wasn't great. The ending wasn't great, because he's basically just in a little convenience stores, and he's walking out to his car, and the movie ends. So yeah, this movie was had a lot of great hype. Everyone thought that The Rock was going to win an Oscar for this film, but it was very disappointing, and it's one of my I will not watch again movies.
That sounds delightful. I think I'll skip that too.
What do we got here?
I looked up Sharp Corner. It has Kobe Smothers in it. That's Canadian for sure.
I got old
Actually,
Kobe.
doesn't sound. Yeah, she's dripping Canadian.
I love good old Kobe.
I'm gonna put it on my list. Psychological thrillers, baby. That's what makes the world go round.
Yeah, probably a smart move to miss it. Here we go. What was your favorite killer animal movie over the years? My all-time favorite is definitely Jaws. Don't mind the Anaconda movie, and I do like probably the shark movies are probably my favorite animal movies. And as I talked about earlier, was Primate, which is a good animal horror movie too. We can see next that Henry's mentioned Cujo.
No, Henry.
Cujo. I will not watch that shit.
Nope. No. Yeah, Chris liked Primate. I haven't seen it yet. That's not a theater movie for me, so I'll watch it when we do a party about it. Sharp Corner was close to my top 10. Nice.
Yeah, like I said,
I have some errands today. I'll check it out when I get home.
We will do Primate as a watch party when it becomes available for us to do. So hopefully you can stick around and watch it. Yeah, Sharknado. I haven't seen any of the Sharknado movies, but they're more of a dumb animal horror movie.
Before I moved out, we would watch them for the family movie night. The fifth one is still in the DVR on the mountain because we never got around to watching it. Maybe we'll watch it on Easter or something, but we watched. They're hilarious. I mean, obviously so bad. I could do better CGI in my bathroom, but so much fun. We had a blast with them.
Oh, Scott, because you talked about like killer animals and that, you made me think of another one, which was The Edge, which is obviously the movie that get chased by
Anthony Hopkins,
chased by a brown bear.
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins.
Is it one of the Baldwin? Is that the
Alec Baldwin?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
And the guy and the lead actor who's in the movie who's in From.
You should watch Crack-Coon.
Crack-Coon.
It's a Crack-Coon. It's a raccoon that gets into a bunch of crack and he goes all rabid. It's so bad.
I actually watched Lake Placid not long ago, Scott. It was okay. It wasn't great.
What's this? What did you think of the Like Plastic?
He meant to say Lake Placid. Lake Placid.
Oh, Lake Placid. Okay, sorry.
Which I was just talking about. Henry keeps mentioning.
A friend of ours saw Cocaine Bear. Said it was really good.
Yeah, Henry keeps telling us to watch it. Yeah, it probably is fun, Henry, but I just keep putting it off.
Yeah, something's just telling me that, Chelle, you're going to hate this.
Okay, the next movie I watched this month was also so I could hopefully add a movie to my 2025 list. I didn't hate this movie because it was a biopic movie, but I don't think I'd watch it again, which was the movie Christie with Sydney Sweeney. So she's basically they basically enter her into a boxing match, and she's got really good natural instincts as a boxer. So they send her to this place so she can get trained by this guy. But this guy is he's basically a possessive person who she does end up marrying because they want to keep, because she's actually in real life she's actually like a lesbian, and they want to keep that away from her because they think it's going to hurt her boxing career. And the guy who plays her husband / trainer is actually Ben Foster, which is another who is another good actor. Yeah, so as I said,
It's contagious.
Had a good time. Yeah, had a good time with this. Had a good time with this movie. Definitely there were some surprising parts in it. We have someone in the chat now that says they want to watch Christie, so I won't go any further than that because I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, so I had a good time of it. I probably won't watch it again. So that's Christie for me.
All right.
But probably one other thing I will say, that doesn't take Sydney Sweeney to put much weight on for her to change her shape. I'll say that much, because she looks completely different. Chelle, what do you got next?
Greenland 2.
Greenland 2.
2026, starring Marina Baccarini and Gerard Butler. I saw the first one about a month to a month and a half ago. I thought the first one was decent. It's a good possible end of the world movie, post-apocalyptic or apocalyptic kind of thing. There's a comet coming in. They name him Clark, and he's about to strike, but the government makes a list of people who they want to send to the bunkers. There's these bunkers in Greenland that are set up to last years, survive a nuclear strike, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's gone. So anyway, so they pick the family because Gerard Butler is an engineer. He's incredibly brilliant, and so they're picking people that will help run the government and help rebuild society when they're able to leave the bunker again. They expect to be in the bunker for a year. They end up in there for 5. The basic story of the first one is they finally get to the plane where they're going to fly to the bunker, but then the people there find out that their child has diabetes. So they don't want anyone who's sick to be in the bunker. They don't really explain why. Lack of medicine, or they just want healthy people to help repopulate the planet, or what. I'm not really sure. They never really explain it. But so they decide that to hell with that, we're going to end up on this plane anyway. And that's the saga of the first one, getting to the plane and getting the kid on the plane, because half of them end up, and it's all over the place, but it's really good. I agree. He's getting a little long in the tooth, as they say. So the second one, they're supposed to be in the bunker for a year. Turns out they're in there for 5, and it still looks like they need to be in there longer because it is desolate outside. You can't breathe the air, and Clark is still sending down little pieces of shrapnel. So the bunker, being overloaded and overused, is starting to fall apart. So big surprise, they have to leave. So then they decide that they want to get to England, and because there's stations over there as well, bunkers and things, and they're wondering if they have it better, or there's more civilization over there. So they get in a boat and they end up over there, which is kind of weird how they get there, but it sort of makes sense. But one of the scientists from their bunker says, we need to get to the first impact zone where Clark hit, because it'll be like when the dinosaurs went extinct, or when you have a fire, everything grows back there better and stronger. So everything where Clark first hit, the crater they called it, should be growing back by now, because it's been 5 years and there should be lush this and blah blah blah. And so that's the story of the second one, getting out of the bunker and then getting to the crater. And I appreciate the amount of CGI that went into this movie, but it was too much CGI and it was bad. Again, CGI in the bathroom. I expected it to be visually stunning, even though it was dark, because the sun really doesn't shine until you get to the crater. But it was unpleasant. So I expected a lot more out of it. I ended up giving it a 5.5, which I think is generous. I don't want to ruin how it ends. There's talk of a third one. I don't know how that would happen. So I recommend skipping it.
I'll watch it, but obviously, like I've said before, I need to watch the first one still, so we'll see how we go. My next movie title is basically a trilogy, so I can basically talk about all three at once. The next one I watched was The Maze Runner. So The Maze Runner, the first one, basically starts off as these kids in a maze. And they basically adapt, and they've got to live the land in this like in the middle of like this big maze area. But one of the people who goes up in the maze, he starts to question everything and wants to find his way out of the maze. So, but throughout the day they can go through the maze, but they've got to actually go back into the middle of the maze before that actually shuts up. Before the maze shuts all the doors, and then the next day they can go out again.
How many of these are there?
There's 3 of them, but they get out of the maze the first time. The second one, they do another one called the Maze Runner Scorch Trial, so it's another game which they've got to find their way through. And then someone who they lose, who is one of the kids who escapes from the maze from the first one, is something happens to him, and they actually got to go to the city and rescue him for the third one. So that one's the Maze Runner Death Cure. So I have a good time for these, and I think it's a very good franchise for me. What did I say? I saw 2 of the 3 out. The only one I didn't see at the theater was the second one. So for me, I give this franchise an 8. As it's got one of my favourite young actors in it, which is obviously Dylan O'Brien, who's in the movie which comes out this week, is Send Help.
I look forward to that.
Not really, Henry. I've only been in the movies. How many have I been this year so far? Once.
I think I only went 3 times last year.
Yeah, I've only gone. Yeah, I've gone once.
I go for visually stunning movies generally. That's why I went to see Greenland, and obviously Scream. But,
and I'll go.
Yeah.
I'll go one more this week, and then I think I've already got 4 planned for next month.
Go more. Go more. I hope to get there more this year. I do. And I'll see Scream at least 3 times in theater. So
yes, same with myself. Which, by the way, while we are talking about Scream, I do have an opportunity to see Scream 1 for the first time in theater. So hang around for
that. You bastard.
I'm actually going to be doing a live stream straight after that's done. So come and hang out.
I wish I could see the first 2. I wish they'd do it like when I told you, Chris, when they did the 5th Twilight movie, I went through a marathon of all 4, and then at the end of the 4th one, we saw the 5th one for the first time. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you were there all day, but it was a lot of fun. I'm really glad that they did that. I wish they would do that for the Scream franchise, but only do 1 through 4, skip 5 and 6 or something. I mean, because that's a really long day in the theater. I'd still go, but.
No, I can't stream from in the theater, Henry.
You get whacked for that.
You'll just have to wait 5 minutes for me to get home. Yeah, what as you were saying when you did the Twilight series, I actually did that for Christopher Nolan's Batman's. I'd never seen Batman Begins in the theater, so I was happy to see that in the theater. Then they did obviously the Dark Knight, which I'd already seen in the theater.
I think they offered that here.
And then I'd already seen the Dark Knight 3 times in the theater, so I got to see it the fourth. And then at midnight they showed Dark Knight Rises.
Nice.
And I was disappointed with that one.
Cheers to that.
As we've talked about it. Like the movie itself is not bad. I like the movie. I just can't stand bloody Tom Hardy's voice in it.
Yeah, Bane's rough. I get what they were going for. I just think Nolan overshot. Like he was here and he should have stopped. Like this is where Bane needs to be, and he just kept going.
Yeah,
it was a lot.
And the reason why his voices sound like that is because you couldn't hear his voice through the mask when they were filming it. So they had to do that all in post production, all of his voice.
Oh, they could have done that better.
Yeah.
Let me grab this one real quick. What do you guys? I like the Hunger Games. I don't know that it could actually really happen, but I've read the books, the first 3 books. I've seen the first 4 movies. I have the books for the next 2 movies, the prequel, but I haven't. They don't grab me like the first ones did. And it's the same author, and she's not a good writer. She's an excellent storyteller. She should have told the story to someone else who wrote better to write the books. I mean, I was engrossed for the end of Mockingjay. I was like falling off the couch to try and finish this book. I couldn't read it fast enough. But it's like the Twilight books. Great story, bad writer. I don't think anything like that would ever happen. Like not in a developed country. Like maybe they'd have something like that in an undeveloped part of Africa or Asia or something like that. Or just in the town square in China.
Yeah, I keep hearing about the old Spider-Man 4.
Let's finally do the long way to Spider-Man 4, but they choose a villain. They need to do better Venom movies.
Which, to be honest, if they do a Spider-Man 4, I'll probably go see it, but I haven't watched the first 3 for a long time, so I wouldn't really say I'm excited for it.
I just recently watched the Tom Holland Spider-Mans again. No Way Home and Far From Home. You can't beat those. Those are so good. I don't know. They're getting kind of old too. Maybe their kids are involved in the next round of Hunger Games. But they're a little too... I mean, I'm not saying they're old by any means, but they're a little too old to participate in what the Hunger Games takes from you. Like that older woman who couldn't talk in the last one, who was friends with cute boy there. I can't remember his name. But she died pretty quickly. Like she sacrificed herself. But okay, my next movie was called Let Me In. It is a 2010 movie directed by Matt Reeves. It stars a bunch of people that I can't pronounce her name, and only one person in it did I ever recognize, but a bullied young boy befriends a young female vampire who lives in secrecy with her guardian. So it's this little girl. She's like, I don't know, maybe 12, and she's a vampire. Here we go. Let Me In is brilliant. Yes. She walks around in bare feet, which is kind of crazy. But this little boy lives with his drunk of a mother, and his parents are divorcing, and the father's basically useless too. And this little girl moves in next door, about the same age. And I don't want to give too much away because I really want Chris to watch this movie, but it was so creepy. There's a little bit of blood. It's not as bloody as it could have been. I mean, part of it's pretty gross, but it's very suspenseful. Like even when they're sitting outside and he's trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube and and he was having, obviously, because we all have trouble making one of those the right way, but they were just talking, and it was so edge of your seat because you were just waiting to see what was going to happen. Was she going to kill him? Was he going to kill her? Was like, what was going to happen? It was so good. I can't recommend it enough. I definitely rewatch that. Yes, and Henry's favorite scene, there's like a third hospital scene. It's fast, but it's creepy.
Okay.
Is this the remake? Exit? This 2010 version? Because if it's not the remake, we definitely have to watch the remake if the remake is better.
I was just going to go at the Scots question for a minute. When he's talking about Joshua and Jennifer Lawrence, if you want to watch Joshua Rivers in something, watch a TV series called American Sports Story. He plays it's a 10-episode series on what's his name? The guy that played for the Patriots and he killed those people. Aaron Hernandez. It's a good TV series to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Scott, you also gave me another idea for a sound effects from the Green Goblin. You know how much I sacrificed?
It's not Josh, whatever you said, it's Josh Hutcherson who plays PETA in the Hunger Games. That's the Josh.
Okay, okay, all right. Well, I know he was in one of the Hunger Games though, but I think he's in one of the later ones. I think he's in the one with what's his name? What's her name? She played Snow White. I can't remember her name now.
Kristen Stewart?
No, not Kristen Stewart. Snow White. She played the latest Snow White chick.
Here we go. I don't know. I'll Let the Right One In is the original Swedish movie.
Rachel Ziegler, who I was thinking of. She was in.
Okay.
He was in that Hunger Games with her. So that's all my movies I got to talk about.
I have a trilogy and whatever you'd call two. I watch these movies monthly. Chris knows exactly what I'm talking about. I grew up with the first three Transformers movies. I grew up watching the cartoons in the 80s, and I loved them. So I watched Transformers and then Revenge of the Fallen, and my favorite is Dark of the Moon. I watch them at least once a month. I was actually watching Dark of the Moon when I logged in with Chris this morning. They are 2007, 9, and 11, respectively. I give them a 10, a 9, and a 10, respectively. They are all directed by Michael Bay, which means the explosions are mind-blowing. One of the best explosions in any movie ever is in Revenge of the Fallen. And it's obviously, I'm sure everybody knows what they are, but the Transformers lived on Cybertron. There was a big alien robot war, and one ship escaped and landed on our moon. On that was Optimus, Bumblebee, Ratchet, and the other guy whose name I can't remember. Ironhide. Anyway, so they come to Earth, and Sam ends up buying Bumblebee. And then they end up in another alien robot war with Megatron and the Cube. And that leads into the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, where Optimus dies. And Sam figures out how to bring him back. So that's basically the whole second movie. And then in the third one, they end up going back to the moon where the ship is still, and another Transformer, I can't believe they just left him there, who is voiced by the late, great Leonard Nimoy. And that is the Battle of Chicago. That one's almost 3 hours long. It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I love them. I can't wait. We're watching them in March or April. I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I think it's the first week of March.
If you'd like to listen to me quote movies, there you go. We're going to watch them muted, and I'm just going to talk through them.
I'll do a bit of quoting in the first one because I want to do what's his name, Bernie Mac. That's my mammy.
My son does that part. It's amazing.
That's
amazing.
I'm thinking about that now. I've got to get that sound effects after this.
He says something like, what's he say? He says something, I'll cue you, bitch.
There he goes.
He's talking about his mammy.
Yeah. He goes, that's my mammy. And then he says something to her, and then she sticks the middle finger up at him and goes, don't be like that. If I had a rock, I'd bust your head, bitch. That's what he said. That's what he said.
And G also does the scene with Rachel Turner and what's his name? Anthony Anderson, not Anthony Edwards, with the donuts, and he's like, I ate the whole plate. Whole plate. I love it. But they're just fun movies. They are, I don't watch them when they're on. I put them on in the background. If I'm having one of those days where my brain is just exploding from everything inside of it and I need to turn it off. So I put them on and they make me happy. Until the Wahlberg ones aren't bad. I watch those once in a while, but from there on, I really like the Revenge of the Beasts is not enjoyable. Rise of the Beasts is called. It's not enjoyable at all. The cartoon one or animated or however you want to call it, Transformers 1 was very well done. But they need to get back into the way that they did the originals with the giant killer robots. And my car is named Soundwave, who is my favorite Decepticon.
Yes, I can't wait. Can't wait to do the old Transformers movies.
I'm super excited. I'll watch them in February too, and then watch them again. I love them.
And I want to watch the first Mark Wahlberg one because I remember his daughter was a little hottie in that. So that's one reason why I'm looking forward to doing that.
Always the same shit with you, Chris.
I'm just being honest.
And yesterday, with a friend, I introduced him to the 2 I Know What You Did Last Summers.
Oh, yeah.
Both are basically the same story. They're on a very bad curve in South Carolina, and somebody goes over the side. Somebody gets hit by a car. Something bad happens on the corner, and then somebody comes back and starts killing people. I enjoy the original. I gave it an 8, written by Kevin Williamson of Scream fame. It came out right after Scream. It's Scream-esque. It's not as good as Scream, but it stars Ryan Phillippe, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Johnny Galecki's in it, and
Jennifer Love Huge Tits.
I was gonna say Jennifer Love. Stop it, Jennifer Love Hewitt, but there are 3 original I Know What You Did Last Summers. Please, if you don't know about it, don't watch the 3rd one. Please skip it.
Because
the second one is okay. We didn't watch the second one yet. I imagine we'll get to it. But it was the first one I really enjoy. It's a lot of fun. It's campy. It's dumb. But I mean, if you watch it for what it is and take it for what it is, then didn't mind the 3rd one. You watched the 3rd one? We have to talk, Henry. Anyway, so I gave the first one an 8. The second one came out last year, and I was on board. I was so on board. I thought it was really good. They were doing okay until they get to the bar at the end, and I was out. They ruined the whole thing. And I went with someone who never saw the first one. She said she enjoyed the 2025 version, and I can see how you would if you weren't invested in the characters in the first one.
Yeah.
So no, we didn't, Henry. We only watched the first 2. So I did not enjoy how it ended or the way the story turns. I read after that Freddie Prinze Jr. signed on script unseen. They hadn't had a script when he signed his contract. He's never spoken about it since, but I'm curious to know if the script was written the way it was, would he have signed on? Or if he had an out, would he have left the way that the script went? But he's never said it. They probably made him sign an NDA too. so he couldn't complain about it. I don't know. But the kills were pretty good in the second one, which is, always the point of a nice horror movie. But I've watched it 3 times now, and I'm very confident that I won't watch it again. Henry.
Yeah, didn't overly enjoy 2025, but I liked it enough until the pretty much the end where you find out who the killer is.
Yeah, I figured the killer out pretty early, but so Henry, here's what we did. We watched the original and if you want to call it a remake of the original. There are 2. The first movie, 1997, has 2 sequels. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll always know. We didn't watch those.
Yeah, Sarah Michelle Gellar is great. Is brilliant in the first one, and if you do like Sarah Michelle Gellar's chase scene in I Know What You Did Last Summer, you should like a scene from the new Scream movie, which comes out next month. Obviously, I have not seen it, but this is just what I've heard. She's supposed to. Sydney's daughter is supposed to have a big chase scene like she does in I Know What You Did Last Summer. So hang around for that.
Her being in the remake was like the best kept secret ever. I saw it, I think 2 weeks after it came out, and I still had no idea. I had not read or seen anywhere that Sarah Michelle was in the remake. But I liked her part. It really didn't add or take away from the story. It just gave a little more depth to.
It was just good to see her back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And I mean, she was there, so she was there with Freddie while they were filming. So why not throw her in, right?
Yes, why not? Because it was filmed here.
It was a great country of Australia.
Oh, in Sydney, Australia. That's where it was filmed. You've got no more movies?
No, that's
nothing,
it.
Nothing else to talk about?
17 this month. It was rough.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing this every month. So we're going to try and do a lot better for next month. With
next month will be better.
And a lot better movies.
Yeah, God willing.
But anyway, that's the end of the live stream. That's the end of the live stream, everyone. We are going to be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Australian Central Time. Tomorrow we are going to be We're going to be doing a recap of the first 2 episodes of Memory of a Killer, which was a TV show that just started, starring Patrick Dempsey, which started Sunday night. So hopefully you can join.
7 or 7:30. Hold on, I'm checking. Tonight, Eastern Standard Time. Chris only tells you Australian times, so hold on. Let me tell you.
I can't remember.
I know. I can't remember either. It's either 7 or 7:30. But we're going to do the recap every Tuesday of that. We're very excited for the show. Hopefully it will be amazing. Let's see. Tonight, 7:30 Eastern Standard. A recap of the first 2 episodes of Memory of a Killer.
Yes. And then we also have a watch party tomorrow night with which is Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning. So come and hang out with that and watch a movie with us.
Yeah, save me from that mess, please. Which one is that? 3D. Nope.
No, not 3D.
The beginning. Yeah, the beginning. Yeah.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre we're doing is the beginning. So it's the one before. It's the prequel to the one we watched last week from 2003.
And that's at 5:30 Eastern Standard.
So it's when the town goes to shit, and then you find out how the sheriff becomes the sheriff.
And then tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern Standard, we are doing our top 10 horror movie openings.
Yes, which I edited the footage today. Together today. We got nearly 2.5 hours of openings to watch.
So get something to drink, and I'll have some Baileys and milk ready. I'll be ready. Oh, exit. There are no good ones. Honest, none. There are no good ones. They're all awful. Which one's the one with McConaughey?
That's Next Generation, which I've skipped. I haven't watched yet. Which I do need to watch because I do want to do the ranking of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh God.
Which I can do as Leatherface because obviously I don't need to watch the movies.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with that. I'm not sure. No, they did like the birds. What's the one when a stranger calls? The opening is that's kind of eerie.
Well, just quickly going ahead on some of the openings. Some of that I edited today ain't too great. Let's just say that much.
Are you saying mine aren't too great? Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't a big fan of two of them. I can say that.
They're probably the movies I didn't see.
No,
I
no,
struggled
no.
with this because
One of them we've done. One of them we've done.
I'm not a big horror movie fan, so to speak. Like I prefer psychological thrillers, so it was hard for me to find openings like Scream or something like that in a horror movie that I enjoy because I don't really watch them.
Yeah, but you did.
So I actually Googled it, and then I watched the openings on YouTube.
You did.
So,
You did.
I mean, that's how I saw the.
You did pick some beauties, though.
Thank you, Google.
All right, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for stopping in.
We'll see you soon.